breaking news. Reports of a shooting at an attorney's office in Rocky Mount. Sky 5 is live on the scene.
Rain chances are going up. I'll show you how much rain Francine could drop where you live and when this system could bring even more showers.
And how much will school employees and teachers in Durham make moving forward? WRAL is live monitoring the discussions happening now.
Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
That is where we'll start tonight at 7 with this breaking news in Rocky Mount. You can see behind me this large scene. This is surrounding a law firm in that area. Thank you for joining us. I'm Dan Haggerty.
And I'm Ashley Rowe. Sky 5 flew over more than 24 evidence markers as police investigated on the ground. Brian Schrader is in the WRAL Live Center following these developments. Brian, what's the latest?
That's right. That Sky 5 video we got just in the past 30 minutes. This is all happening on Success Court in Rocky Mount, just off Benvenue Road, not too far from Highway 64. Let's show you that Sky 5 video. You can see a huge police presence out there. Rocky Mount police are on the scene. We also counted 24 evidence markers in front of that building. It's Bennett and Pulley, which is a law firm. We are still working to confirm exactly what happened out there. WRAL's Aaron Thomas is on his way to the scene right now. Look for updates through the evening on WRAL News.
Brian, thank you. More breaking news now. A second person is accused of having sex with an inmate at the Durham County Detention Center. The sheriff's office did not release the name of the person charged, but they say the person is employed by a contract vendor and no longer works at the facility. The first arrest happened on Monday when a Durham detention officer was arrested and charged with having sex with that same inmate. That's according to the arrest warrants. We're following the story, of course. We'll bring you updates as we learn them at 10 o'clock on Fox 50 and at 11 on WRAL.
Well, taking a live look at the radar right now, Francine still dumping rain on several states as it marches north.
And we're going to see some impacts here. We've been telling you that this week, with showers moving in over the next couple of hours. Meteorologist Mike Mays joining us in the WRAL Severe Weather Center, tracking all of this. Mike, what does this mean for the weekend forecast?
Well, Dan, all week we've been talking about the potential for some rain over the weekend, albeit small chances, 30% Saturday, 30% Sunday. There's a little bit of a change coming along. We're seeing a little band coming in from Francine that will arrive later on tonight. The high resolution models indicate there will be a chance for some of that after midnight and toward daybreak tomorrow. And you can see some of this showing up on the radar here out of Greenville and Spartanburg. Columbia seeing some light rain, Augusta down to Charleston as well. Here is how it moves in tonight. We go about a 20% chance of spotty rain from 11 o'clock through 2 a.m. up to about a 40% chance from 4 till about 8 o'clock. So that means if you're early riser heading out for school or work in the morning, you have the potential to run into some spotty light rain. And what that means for your Friday afternoon, there is a possibility of showers and some storms now, 82 the high. Over the weekend, we'll have partly to mostly cloudy skies both Saturday and Sunday with about a 30% chance of rain. So this part of the forecast hasn't changed. What's changed is a greater likelihood that we'll see a shower or storm tomorrow afternoon. Also, still watching for the potential for something to develop off our coast into the weekend. Both the American model and the European model show that, but there's one model that shows it developing more strongly, so to speak, and I'll highlight that coming up in less than 15 minutes.
All right, Mike, thank you. Vice President Kamala Harris in North Carolina for her first post-debate campaign stop. She actually just wrapped up speaking at an event in Greensboro. This is a live look as people start to leave the facility. Brian Schrader is in the WRAL Live Center monitoring her speech and the pitch to North Carolina voters.
Ashley, this is video from about 45 minutes ago as the vice president took to the stage there at Greensboro Coliseum. She earlier in the day spoke at Bojangles Coliseum in Charlotte, so it was a quick trip up to the Triad for this evening's speech. And in it, she talked about President Trump's performance at the debate earlier this week, and she said that she didn't hear anything new.
Playbook we've heard for years, with no plan for how he would address the needs of the American people. Well, folks, look, it's time to turn the page.
The vice president also called for another debate, saying that they owed it to the voters.
Brian, thank you. Speaking of that, in the last 30 minutes, former President Trump wrapped up a rally that he was having in Tucson, Arizona. He spoke during a campaign event at the Linda Ronstadt Music Hall. That was this evening. Of course, this is the first stop since the presidential debate. That's where he announced that he would not participate in another one with Harris.
So because we've done 2 debates and because they were successful, there will be no third debate. This is going to be the most important vote in the history of our country.
Trump went on during that speech to continuously tout his performance during the debate.
Several lockdowns at schools across our area today. The second straight day of lockdowns at Smithfield-Selma High School. A student told an SRO another student had a gun on campus. The lockdown lifted not long after authorities determined the report was not credible. No weapon was found. Across the street, News Charter was placed on lockdown as a precaution while police searched the area. Then in Durham, Hillside High School went on lockdown after reports of shots fired there. Police say a student reported hearing gunshots outside the school. Officers could not find evidence of a shooting or injuries. The lockdown was lifted. There were also some hoax threats. Extra security was in place at Durham's Southern High School because of one, and the same for Brogden Primary and Middle Schools in Wayne County.
Tonight, Durham school employees and teachers will get a better idea of how much they're going to get paid in the future. School leaders are actually meeting to discuss this right now. You may remember a lot of issues with pay caused some controversy. There were large protests like the ones you see here much of last year. WRAL's Carly Haynes is live now outside of the board meeting in Durham. Can you tell us what you've learned so far? How's the evening going?
Well, Dan, the school year started just about 2.5 weeks ago, and tonight those school board members are in there right now discussing the classified staff pay schedules. All summer, these staff members have been waiting to see what they're specifically going to be paid after a whole lot of confusion last school year. I mean, you'll remember those protests that we saw over the salaries for these staff members, which includes physical therapists, instructional assistants, custodians, and a lot of other roles. Now, according to the meeting notes tonight, the new pay scale for classified employees was going to have 30 salary steps. So tonight, the board is discussing how experience plays into those steps, but the specific pay schedule still hasn't been released, and that's frustrating to some people at this meeting who still don't know exactly what they're going to be making.
Morale is no better now at school than it was last year since this has started, and it's going to continue to snowball. And when I read the agenda and realized classified schedules aren't even posted for us to look at, how can I make some kind of informed comment when it's not even there?
The county recently approved a $27 million increase in their budget to support these classified staff pay schedules. Carly Haynes, WRAL News, live in Durham.
Let's get you caught up on some other stories we are following today. Here are 5 things you should know right now. A 14-year-old Raleigh girl shot and killed in April had been in a fight at Ligon Middle School days before her murder, according to newly obtained search warrants. Police found 8th grader Micaiah Daniel dead at the Trails of North Hills apartment April 22nd. Police say 16-year-old Xylon Abrams will be charged as an adult on first-degree murder. Community leaders are speaking out in Goldsboro about a rise in homicides so far this year. New data from the Goldsboro Police Department shows homicides have climbed since 2021. So far in 2024, 12 deaths have been homicides. In the first 9 months of 2023, that number was 7.
In Durham, more than 3,000 customers lost power and some traffic signals were knocked out when a car hit a pole. This happened at the intersection of University Drive and Old Chapel Hill Road. This is near NC Central University. The power is back on tonight, and the cause of that crash is still under investigation. In Wake County, Wakefield High School sent students home early today because of some issues with the school's air conditioning. The district said the HVAC system was not working at full capacity. Students were sent home early for the same issue just 2 weeks ago.
Cary residents are raising concerns about water quality after seeing black sludge on fixtures and black flecks floating in the water. Janet Lane lives in West Cary. She says she noticed black gunk on her fixtures that won't go away despite frequent cleaning. The utility found no harmful levels of contaminants. A swab of the gunk showed the black slime is fungus.
Go Raleigh is launching a new micro-transit system for 2 northeast Wake County communities. MicroLink will connect Rollsville and portions of Wake Forest that aren't serviced by Go Raleigh and that fixed route that they provide. The new service will provide shared curb-to-curb on-demand ride services Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. This will be a free service for the first year of operations. Town officials, along with Go Raleigh representatives, will take the inaugural ride at 2 p.m. on September 16th.
Cell phones in schools, something districts and families across the country are navigating. We've talked a lot about it here on WRAL News at 7. Some have banned them altogether. What educators and a Wake County family thinks of the issue. Plus, it's official. The Hurricanes at NC State will now call the Lenovo Center home. How fans feel about the PNC Arena name change and what's next for the deal coming up. How should cell phones be used in school? This is a tough one. School districts across the country are grappling with the topic, from updated policies to flat-out bans.
Here in the Triangle, students and parents and educators discuss this very question today. WRAL's Destiny Patterson takes us through their exploration of the pros and the cons of these devices in the classroom.
Device in hand, technology is always at our fingertips. But how does that affect your students' learning?
There are some ways that teachers say, oh, you can use your phone for this activity.
Freshman Lucy Ashburn says cell phones can also be distracting in class.
Usually the teacher will have to say at least once in class, like, to someone, please put your phone away.
A global 2023 study found that using technology can improve some types of learning in some contexts. It also found that learning benefits disappear if technology is used in excess or in the absence of a qualified teacher.
Honestly, they're like a drug. We're addicted.
These devices have sparked a national debate. School districts across the country are trying to figure out how to use cell phones in the classroom, if at all. So what's the solution? These educators say there isn't just one. Some school districts implemented full-on cell phone bans.
This needs to not be about banning cell phones.
Others have required students to put their phones in locked pouches.
Cell phone bans, especially for high school students, feels a little bit extreme because they should be able to self-regulate that.
Lucy's mother, Elena Ashburn, is also the Wake School's Central Area Superintendent. She says modeling appropriate cell phone use starts at home.
When I'm sitting at the dinner table with my family, we don't have phones, right? Because we're connecting, we're catching up on the day, and then there are times where it is permissible.
They say technology isn't going anywhere. Now it's up to the school leaders and parents to educate their children about how scrolling can help and hurt. Destiny Patterson, WRAL News.
Now, look, we know the topic of cell phones and young people and families and all this. It's something that our viewers have a lot of interest in. And we have covered this topic extensively, in depth, here at 7 o'clock, looking at the good and the bad, the pros and the cons, really everything in between. I do want to point out, though, that this is a complicated issue. There's one viewer that pointed something out that I hadn't really considered before. She said, I have a son with type 1 diabetes, and his phone is medically necessary because it captures data from his Dexcom, a continuous glucose monitor. It helps keep him alive. Look, our phones are these amazing little tools that have become a really integrated part of our life. They do much more than send text messages or share pictures, and you know that. If you'd like to see our coverage, our past coverage on this topic, you can find all of my in-depth reports on the WRAL YouTube page and on WRAL.com. And as always, keep those questions and those emails coming. The points, like the email I got tonight with really great context on some of these topics. Email Dan at WRAL.com. Tell me what's on your mind, and we'll go in depth.
It is official. Goodbye, PNC Arena. Hello, Lenovo Center. Today, the Centennial Authority announced it approved naming rights between the tech company and the Hurricanes. So this is what the signage will look like on the side of the building. Crews have been working to take down the PNC logos over the last couple of weeks. It is a 10-year naming rights agreement worth $60 million. Canes fans are excited about the changes.
We're looking forward to it. All the changes coming in the next couple of years, so I'm excited. Go Canes!
Specifically here at now the Lenovo Center, it's always a blast, just the fans and stuff make it a fun time.
The big tarp covering the first sign put up yesterday will come down in a ceremony next week. All new homes in Oak Island will have to be less than 4,000 square feet. This is where we are looking live right now. The limit has been in place for years, but up until this point, those who wanted to build bigger homes could obtain a special use permit. Well, the town council voted to get rid of that. They say the move was based on feedback from more than 1,000 residents. They say the large homes ruin the island's small town feel.
Solar energy is booming across the U.S., and that's according to a new report. North Carolina apparently is a key player in that growth. North Carolina is shining bright, according to them, ranking 4th nationwide for solar installations this year. It's according to the Solar Energy Industries Association. The industry supports more than 7,000 jobs, and the solar capacity now covers over 9% of the state's electricity needs by powering approximately 1.2 million homes. However, the other states are projected to surpass North Carolina in the near future. Let's talk to meteorologist Mike Mays about how much sunshine we'll actually see over the next couple of days, Mike.
Yeah, it's going to be limited because we have the remnants of Francine coming on in, which we've seen the cloud cover from today, and this little bit of rain to the southwest. Then we're watching for that little area of low pressure to develop off the southeast coast. It's not set in stone yet. I'll discuss more about this coming up, but that will bring cloud cover and perhaps some rain by Monday and Tuesday of next week. So yeah, limited solar panel generation of electricity. So by 11 o'clock tonight, we're seeing some spotty areas of light rain coming in from the south and west. By 2 a.m., again, some spotty areas of rain. It's about a 40, maybe 50% chance. Tomorrow, we see scattered showers and storms down east toward the coast. And through the day, it starts to build to the north, and then later tomorrow afternoon to the north and west. So that's where our 50% chance for showers come in. So when the kids are coming home from school tomorrow afternoon and you're coming home from work, there may be some wet roads, so be aware of that. Kat and I will be talking more about that with a live dual Doppler 5000 radar tomorrow afternoon. High school football games, there's a lesser chance of rain in the evening, so hopefully they'll still be okay. Durham Bulls playing this evening against the Norfolk Tides. It's the last homestand of the season. Boy, where has the year gone? 77 right now after a high of 82, 64 the dew point. Our comfortable air is gone. It's going to be humid for the next several days into next week, too. 72 at Roxborough, 76 right now at Southern Pines, 75 at Goldsboro. So this is the region we're watching over the next few days. 30% chance still of perhaps some tropical development. Both the European model and the American model developed something, but now the American model is more robust than the European model. And we've told you that we lean heavily on the European model, and it shows something very weak that's really non-consequential, but the American model, a different story. So I wanted to share with you the American model. Sunday evening at 8 o'clock showing the low spinning up. So it remains to be seen whether or not this is going to take on tropical characteristics, attain a name, but we've seen storms that really ramp up quickly. So we have to be aware that this probably would not become a hurricane, but it could be a tropical depression or a tropical storm. The next name on the list is Gordon, which would probably be the system out in the Atlantic. The next name after that is Helene. Could this be Helene? Possibly. We'll watch it through the weekend, but this is how it develops. So by Monday morning at 8 o'clock, it's off Cape Lookout, or I should say Cape Fear, and then moving toward the north and west. By 7 o'clock in the evening, it's making its way toward Oak Island and our southern-facing beaches, and then continues to head up to the north and west, bringing some heavy rain and gusty winds. And then Tuesday, we would see it depart. Again, this is something we will watch closely, and this would be bringing far more rain than any of the remnants from Francine. So it's low 80s over the next 3 days, upper 70s on Monday with perhaps some heavy rainfall, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, still the opportunity for some showers and storms. Still a lot to watch for that potential on Monday.
All right. Yeah, thank you, Mike.
From festivals to concerts to Bug Fest, plenty to do in the Triangle this weekend. We're helping you get out and about next.
Don't forget about Bug Fest.
From concerts to a family-friendly festival, there's no shortage of events happening this weekend in the Triangle.
WRAL lifestyle editor Kathy Hanrahan is helping you plan with tonight's edition of Out and About.
The summer concert season continues this weekend with two big shows Friday night. 21 Pilots are over at PNC Arena, while Hootie and the Blowfish bring the Summer Camp with Trucks tour to Coastal Credit Union Music Park at Walnut Creek. Also Friday night, enjoy a free screening of the movie Freaky Friday in Moore Square. It's all part of a special Friday the 13th market and movie night. The fun starts at 5 p.m. with the market and food trucks, followed by the movie at 7:30 p.m. On Saturday, spend some time with butterflies during the annual Bug Fest at the North Carolina Museum of Natural Sciences. Butterflies and moths are this year's featured bugs. The annual event includes more than 100 exhibits and lots of hands-on fun. It is from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and admission is free. And on Sunday, celebrate the beginning of Hispanic Heritage Month with a festival in downtown Raleigh. La Fiesta del Pueblo features live music, events, vendors, and family fun. It's happening from noon to 6 p.m. on Fayetteville Street. Admission is free. These are just a few ways to get out and about this weekend. Kathy Hanrahan, WRAL News.
You can check out the Panthers. The Carolina Panthers are getting ready for their home opener this weekend. And I guess when you're really, really bad at playing football recently, maybe we'll turn it around. You can get some cheap tickets to go see them play.
Really cheap tickets, like as low as $15 online for some of them. It's one of the least expensive games in the league for week 2. They're taking on the LA Chargers with a 1 o'clock start on Sunday. So, if you don't have any plans and you feel like taking a drive, maybe you can take advantage of those ticket prices. As you know, the Panthers had a real humdinger start to the season with a 47-10 loss against the Saints.
Humdinger, that's bad. When you say humdinger, bad.
That's a humdinger. The NFL returns to Fox 50 and WRAL on Sunday, starting at 1 o'clock on Fox 50. The Dallas Cowboys host the Saints.
And then turn on WRAL. We got Sunday night football right here. The Chicago Bears taking on the Houston Texans at 8:20. I mean, look, the Panthers aren't playing well, but $15 for a ticket, that's a pretty good deal.
It's a great deal, yeah.
Go check them out. They're not going to be that cheap all season. Let's hope not.
And also, the Bills are playing tonight, so go Bills. And thanks for making WRAL your choice for local news.
The Panthers are a number 2 team. We'll say that. Our next newscast is at 10 o'clock on Fox 50. We'll see you back here at 11 o'clock on WRAL. Have a great night.
Keep watching WRAL News over the air Channel 34 and Spectrum Channel 1257.